Today, in Genesis chapter 2, verse 20 and 21, we see that for the man there was not found a helper fit for him, so the Lord, so the Lord. And this will bring about through the eyes of Genesis 2 that which we already know from Genesis 1. God saw everything that he'd made, and behold, it was very good. You can't improve on this. So let's see what happens. Man, Adam, has been alone with God, given huge responsibility, entered into covenant, boundaries have been drawn, loving obedience established. It's all going incredibly well. But God himself recognized that there was an incompleteness for Adam. And so what is now going to happen is that creation of humankind will be completed in the image and likeness of God. And what comes into being, of course, is Eve. Perfectly made, male and female, he created them. Male and female in the scripture is not so much to be thought of as a reference to sexuality, but more important as a reference to gender. And there is a difference, but that is for another day. And so what happens? Eve is formed, and together they perfectly express the image and likeness of God. And there is a perfect fitting, male and female. And Genesis chapter 2 has it like this. The man said, "This at last is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh." What else was she made for? Well, to be a helpmeet. I know you know this, but it's so important that we understand that's not a pejorative term. Helpmeet. This is a term that God, throughout Scripture, will apply to himself. God, our helpmeet. And then, one more thing that we see in this great creation. God could have had a friend in Adam, and he could have gone on, Adam could have gone on forever and ever, and God would have had one created being. But God's heart was such that in his creation he wanted much more than simply the one. He wanted many to be formed in his image and likeness. And so these created beings, Adam and Eve, become for us God's representatives on earth. And they are called upon in their one flesh, not only to serve God and enjoy his presence forever, but they are called upon that this opening up of the fruitfulness of all that God intended would now begin. And we see this last comment in this perfection. The man and wife were both naked and unashamed. You and I don't have capacity to grasp what it will feel like to never be ashamed again. But that's how God's made it. That's how God has set it up. And in the covenant that he has begun with Adam, we one day will see all of this spinning out into fulfillment. God is the creator, we are not. But let us be together.